My life has been changed. He was my child.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10 o'clock, 3 dogs dead in Northern Virginia. A PetSmart is under investigation. What one owner tells us about the sad string of events and how the company is responding. Serious crashes in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. One woman killed, a car flipped, and a motorcyclist ended up hitting a tractor. Plus, a 2-year-old shot, 2 others killed. New information where a group of children on a midday walk got caught in the crossfire. What we know about the victims.
And it's humid out there, really soupy outside. Will it continue into your Sunday? And how about triple-digit heat? Is that making a return? I'll have the answer coming up.
All right, Scott. Plus, a deadly listeria outbreak where the CDC says they've spotted cases from deli meat across the U.S. and a handful of cases found here at home. Plus, family fun for less. We're stretching your dollar. Where low-cost visit may take you to the movies.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight in Virginia. Police in Fairfax County say that a woman died after she was hit by a car this morning in Great Falls. Officers responded to the scene at the intersection of Leesburg Pike and Downey Drive around 4:50. The driver of the car involved did stay on scene after that crash. In D.C., officials are investigating a major 3-car crash in Northeast. Officials responded to the intersection there on North Capitol Street and Fort Drive around 3:15 p.m. today. 4 people sent to the hospital for their injuries. We will keep you updated on their condition as we learn more tonight. And in Maryland, Montgomery County officials say one person has traumatic injuries after a crash involving a tractor and a motorcycle in Dickerson. We're told it happened at Old 100 and Thurston Roads around 2 p.m. Old 100 was closed for a time as that investigation went underway. And staying in Montgomery County, fire and EMS say that 1 person and 5 dogs are without a home tonight after this massive tree fell onto a house in Colesville. Officials responded on Wellwood Road around 8:15 tonight. Thankfully, no reported injuries. And your top story tonight, 3 dogs have now died while at a PetSmart location in Alexandria. The third one confirmed today just by the company. And as DC News Now's Dave Laval reports, the fallout and emotional turmoil that one of those dogs' owners is going through, and he's looking for a change.
PetSmart said in a statement, employees at this store are being retrained following the deaths of the 3 dogs. An owner of one of the animals told us it's been like losing a member of the family.
He was my child.
It's a loss Andrew Knowles still feels. His dog Clark, a nearly 3.5-year-old Aussie Doodle, died June 29th while in the care of the Alexandria PetSmart.
On day 2, I got a call from a random vet that he was dead. He would just stare at you. He loved to watch TV. He loved snuggles and just loved to play.
Knowles said his dog passed a checkup before the animal stayed at the store. PetSmart expressed its condolences regarding the deaths of the 3 dogs. It said in an email statement, "We are diligently investigating and working closely with the Animal Welfare League of Alexandria. Based on what we've learned, these 3 incidents are each unique with different causes, ranging from underlying conditions to older age."
To be quite honest, I want them shut down while we're, trying to figure out what happened.
Knowles had Clark's remains cremated.
I'm just taking it day by day, honestly.
Andrew Knowles does that without a loved one. The Animal Welfare League of Alexandria said the second dog's remains have also been cremated, while it's waiting for necropsy results for the 3rd dog that died at PetSmart. Plus, league representatives inspect the Pets Hotel inside the store every 2 days. In Alexandria, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
We'll continue to monitor that, Dave. Thank you. Businesses, local governments, and transit workers are still trying to get all their systems back online after yesterday's global tech outage. The biggest continuing effect, that's on air travel. The airlines canceled thousands of flights. Many had been delayed, even some flight crews ending up in the wrong locations. At the heart of the massive disruption is CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity firm that provides software to companies worldwide, including Microsoft. The company says the problem occurred after a faulty update to computers running Microsoft Windows, noting that the outage was not a security incident or cyber attack. And that's why we're taking a live look at Reagan National tonight as we monitor delays and cancellations. According to FlightAware, 29 flights have been canceled so far tonight just at Reagan, 25 of them from Delta. Over half of their flights today being canceled. 135 total flights have been delayed as well, sizable. Taking a look at the numbers at other local airports at BWI, FlightAware says 19 flights have been canceled, just over 145 delays. At Dulles, they're faring much better. 6 flights canceled, 4 others delayed. And the CEO of CrowdStrike is responding, apologizing, writing on the company's blog, saying in part, quote, "We quickly identified the issue, deployed a fix, allowing us to focus diligently on restoring customer systems as our highest priority." We'd been talking about it yesterday, Scott. It was a blue screen of death that appeared everywhere. But, you know, will the skies be just as blue tomorrow?
Well, a little bit more bluer than today, that's for sure. Today they were the color of gray, you know.
Yeah.
It was just a bleak afternoon. And at least, though, temperatures were a little bit cooler than they have been. We can all safely say that. 76 degrees right now, overcast skies, but it is muggy out there, so that doesn't feel that great. Now, it's 76 at the moment, but as we go throughout the next several hours into the wee hours of the morning, we're going to only drop down to about 70 here in D.C. before quickly riding the ladder, and from 6 a.m. right up to 10 o'clock in the morning, jumping 10 degrees, getting up to about 80 degrees. So what about the weather headlines here? We've got maybe a little patchy fog in places that obviously saw some rain earlier today. As a matter of fact, there was one severe thunderstorm warning up in portions of western Maryland. Mainly dry Sunday, although we'll see a chance of some showers and storms potentially tomorrow night at this time, but better chance of seeing rain and storms this week. But the benefit here is that will help a little bit alleviate some of that drought that's out there, and in place of the scorching heat, well, we'll see more seasonal regular temperatures instead of triple-digit heat coming up this week as opposed to last. Ben?
All right, Scott, thanks. We are learning more tonight about a Southeast shooting that killed 2 men, hurt 2 others, including a toddler, while at daycare. Police say Lamont Street and Jermaine Proctor were killed Thursday on Alabama Avenue. Investigators say several people got out of a car, started shooting at 3 men. The 2-year-old girl who was walking with her daycare was caught in the crossfire. Families in the area say the daycare is in a shopping center that's known to be a problem area.
Calling on other government entities to step in if they care about the young people like they say they do, and to force that daycare to move out of that shopping center.
And who was shot and the little girl are expected to be okay. And according to one family member, the toddler shot is a cousin of 3-year-old Taya Settles. Taya was shot and killed in May, just a half a mile away from Thursday's violent scene. Horrible details. An update tonight after President Biden's health getting COVID. His doctor says his symptoms are improving, but a cough and hoarseness have still stuck around. The president's physician shared this update today, saying that Mr. Biden has finished a 6th dose of Paxlovid. His pulse, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and temperature remain normal. Same goes for his blood oxygen levels. The letter also says the president will keep taking Paxlovid as planned and keep performing official duties. ABC News Now is your local election headquarters. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance will campaign in Virginia next week. Comes as the Trump campaign targets the Commonwealth as President Biden's poll numbers are dropping there. A poll by Emerson College and our partners at The Hill found 45% of Virginia voters support Trump, compared to 43% backing President Biden. Vance will speak on Monday in Radford and is expected to criticize the White House over its economic and border policies. And a new poll released this week by the Associated Press and NORC found that 70% of voters say President Joe Biden should drop out of the presidential race. That includes 65% of Democrats pushing Biden to withdraw and allow the party to select a different nominee. Younger Democrats are more likely to want Biden to withdraw. 3/4 of Democrats under the age of 45 want Biden to drop out of the race, compared to 57% of those over the age of 45. Meantime, nearly half of Democrats are not very or not at all confident, according to this poll, that the president has the mental capability to serve.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Today marks 55 years since humans first walked on the surface of the moon. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin made the iconic leap on July the 20th, 1969. A win for Americans in the space race against the Soviet Union to visit the lunar surface. Aldrin is now 94 years old. He is the last surviving member of the Apollo 11 crew. He'll be headlining a gala at the San Diego Air and Space Museum tonight.